Just to be clear, last year alone, there were over 100,000 individuals all across the world who made six figures in passive income selling products on Amazon. And so in this video, if you have ever wondered or ever wanted to get started selling your own physical products on Amazon, then I'm going to be breaking down exactly how you can start the Amazon product research process and how you can easily find a product and make passive income while you sleep. Now, here's the thing. There are multiple ways to research and find products on Amazon, but this is the way that I recommend that all beginners understand the process and get started with looking for products, because it's very easy to become overwhelmed with all the tools and all the advanced research processes and all the advanced ways to find products. But start with the basics, understand what you're looking for when you're on Amazon.com. And with that being said, let's get into the method. So before we get into the actual product research technique, I just want to quickly show you guys a little bit of motivation / validation on my part, because I know no one wants to see someone talk about product research unless they're making money. So with that being said, today's sales, we have 45 units, total of 1,100, and it is just after 12 o'clock. And just so you guys can see a bigger viewpoint of what it looks like for a month, we could just do month to date. For the month of January, the new year, I've sold over $73,000 in products. So once again, this is very, very possible, and it's only possible once you start making income while you sleep. As I'm sleeping, I'm making income, and so that is why Amazon, finding a product, putting on Amazon, and actually selling those units is so powerful, because you can literally transform your life just by having product research knowledge and actually getting on that platform of Amazon and starting to sell. So with all that aside, let's get into the actual example and how we can find a profitable product for you. All right, guys, so we're on the laptop now, and the very first thing that I advise you guys to do when starting product research is to start with things that are very familiar with you. Maybe these are things that you do every single day, and actually come over to the Google document, whatever Google document you have, and basically start, let me myself float on top, and basically come up with a list of things that you like to do that you're very familiar with. Now, why do we want to do this? This is very important, because if you start doing your product research on things that you're familiar with, things that you understand, that maybe you use on a daily basis, then when it comes to writing your product research, when it comes to that time, it's going to be very easy for you to, be familiar with the terminology, with the, things that you want your product to have. You actually use this product. You're a user, not just someone who saw numbers and wanted to sell this product. So it's going to be very easy to convey to your buyer, your potential buyer, people who are looking at your listing, exactly what you want them to have and what you want them to know about your product and why they should buy your product, as compared to people who maybe just are selling that same product because the numbers look good. So we're going to start with this. And so for me specifically, I have basketball, because earlier today I was shooting some hoops, practicing my three, and with that came foam rolling. I was tight, and so I rolled out my back, rolled out my legs. I just normally do that after a workout. And then lastly, even before this, I did resistance band training to really just warm up for all that. I'm an old man, yeah, I know, I get it, but this is what I did. And so each of these things I'm very familiar with, and so me starting my product research journey on these things would be smarter than just starting just randomly. All right, now that's been said, we want to come back over to Amazon.com, and we want to search in. The first term I had was basketball. And as I'm searching this, I'm also going to be looking at other things that pop up. Like we have basketball hoop outdoor, basketball hoop indoor, basketball net shoes. I'm just going to go with the basketball hoop indoor, because it is a longer tail keyword, meaning that there are more words and that's going to be more specific. And so the results that pop up are going to be a lot more filtered, if you will, as compared to just anything that has the word basketball in it. So right off the bat, we have these 4 sponsored results. And so we're going to ignore these because people are paying to be in those spots. And we're going to start looking at the first organic results. We have Amazon's Choice, a couple of bestsellers. And so looking at the reviews, we have 8,000, 24, 34,000 reviews. And so we see right off the bat that this is going to be a very, these people have been here for a long time. And so to compete in these first 4 spots is going to be very challenging. As we go down, we can see more. If you look at the highly rated sponsored spots, people are paying for these spots as well. So we're just going to skip them. This guy's paying to be sponsored right here. And we're going to go down to the other results. And so we have more results. A lot of people have a lot of reviews. We have 24,000, 8,000, 7,000 reviews. And we can keep looking. And this guy stands out to me. It is slightly different because they have a kid on it. He is shooting hoops, and these ones, they're all kind of the same. And this is something that you want to be looking out for. You want to be looking for ways to differentiate yourself. If you are actually imagining yourself selling this product, this person right here, they're selling, it's actually not even an indoor, I mean, I guess it is an indoor hoop, but it is a toddler hoop. And so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to click out of this main one and I'm just curious as to what the toddler hoop, indoor basketball, let's do indoor hoop, sorry, basketball hoop indoor, and then we're going to just add the word toddler, or maybe even just, yeah, let's see what toddler pulls up. Yeah, and so with that being said, we can just, I'm going to come over to this one because the reviews are a lot less. As you can see, we went from, you know, the other page had 34, 8,000, 7,000. These first 4 organics are 34,000, which is still a lot. But then we have 291, 11, 600. So this tells me right off the bat that this is a much newer market, meaning that it's going to be a lot easier to come in as a player with not many reviews and be able to actually sell. And so now that we have a more specific market, we're going to just basically click on the Helium 10 extension. So for this, you have to use Helium 10. This is the Chrome extension that comes with it. It basically pulls all of the data on a specific search and compiles it for you so that you can easily look at it. So we want to basically, when this opens, we have all the products. We have the prices that they're selling at, how many sales are getting monthly, the monthly revenue. And then if we scroll over, I'm actually going to move myself. If we scroll over, we can see how many reviews they have relative to how much they're selling. So we have the revenue right here. Scroll over, we have the review count, which is very important because we want to see exactly how much money is 7 reviews making. 7 reviews is making $2,500 versus 800 reviews is making 130,000. And so we can already see that there's a lot less reviews for the amount of money that they're making. 11 reviews, 6,000. 900 reviews is 9,000. 34,000 obviously is going to be a lot. He's making three-fourths of a million in revenue a month, which is insane to think about. And so we can see, you know, from 1,000, 9,200, we have 7, 67,000, 25,000. So a lot of the players we can see right off the bat when the first top 10 are making a good amount of money, which is what we want to be seeing once we're looking at specific markets. This may not have been the case for the basketball niche. For the basketball indoor, I'm actually just going to pull that up just to verify. Let me just look. So go back to Amazon.com. And so we had our first keyword was basketball, and then we had basketball hoop indoor. And if I open up the Helium 10 Chrome extension X-ray tool, we can see if this specific keyword that I was going to look at it first would have been as profitable. And maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't have. But based on the reviews that I saw, I don't think it would have been as profitable. And what I mean by that is it would have been a lot harder to compete because we have reviews from, these guys are low, but a lot of these guys are thousands and thousands. And so obviously they're all making money, but it's a lot harder to compete when you have this many reviews. And so the little guys, you can see 15 reviews, he's making 5,000 bucks. 660 is making actually good money. But if you go down further, these guys may not be making as much. 7 reviews making 25. And so it just takes a lot more reviews to actually make a decent amount of money. And so once again, we will exit out of this and stick with the toddler basketball example. So we come back here. And so basically we saw that there was money to be made in this market. It wasn't extremely hard to compete because once again, if we ignore the sponsored, we can see that in the top 4 spots, we have 11 reviews. This guy's competing with these guys. And so specifically to see how much he was making, we can open this back up one more time, but we know that there's money to be made. And so the thing that we want to do next is figure out how exactly we can differentiate ourselves. We want to look at the negative reviews, seeing what people are saying that they did not like about this specific product that they bought, and how you can come in as a new seller, go to Alibaba, contact manufacturers, and make the product better so that when people buy your specific product that you bring to the market, that it fulfills all the problems that they had with other people's. And so that's very, very important that we're thinking about that and not just thinking about how we can put the same product out, because if you put the same exact product down, then you have to be willing to accept the same exact reviews that the other people were getting that were negative. So you have to make something that's better, that's more innovative, and that's solving the customer's complaints, solving the customer's problems, because that is what's going to allow you to be on Amazon for the long run. So with that being said, yeah, I just want to open this back up one more time just so we can get one more quick shot of the reviews to the revenue. And so we see from all these reviews, this is what they're making. We have the person who had 11 reviews, he's making 6,000. 300 reviews, 11,000. 700 is 13. 200 reviews makes 25,000. And so all these are going to be based on the picture that they have as the main image, because the picture is the main image. And so that is going to be the number one thing that is going to allow people to actually click on your listing and continue on with their process of whether or not they want to buy from you. So if I want to sell something and I see, let's say this image as compared to this image, with this image, if I'm searching for a specific product for my kid and I see this kid shooting the hoops versus this one they're not doing, or I see these girls shooting hoops and having fun versus this one, when you have specific imagery in your mind that you want to, when you have specific imagery in your mind that you can actually see yourself doing that, then it makes it a lot easier for people to click and buy from your product. So it's very, very important that we get the first photo right. And you can see that a lot of the first photos have little kids shooting hoops. And so that is probably something that you would want to do. And so once again, actually this may even be against Amazon's services, because they usually just want to have the product by itself in a white background, but a lot of people are getting away with it and it's not the biggest deal. You want to definitely test both, see if you can get a picture of a kid in there first. If they block it, then you have to obviously you have to go with what this guy was doing, but essentially this is what's working, I think. And so what we want to do next is actually click on the listing with this guy has 4 stars. You want to click on the ratings and essentially look to see what you can fix. Now, what do I mean by this? You want to look at his 1 to 3 star reviews and see what people are complaining about, because that's very, very important that we come in, we fix the problem, we identify the problem, we solve it, and we bring a better product to the market that solves that problem, that will allow us to not have the exact same negative reviews that he has. And so my laptop is lagging. I'm just going to scroll down and just click on his ratings. Bear with me. But once again, this whole entire process was, we started with things that we are familiar with. We went down the rabbit hole. We found something that was different. I was not intending to come into the toddler space, but based on the reviews, that looked better. And so with that being said, we want to essentially look at the negative reviews, see what he's doing poorly, and basically come up with a better version to the market. And so I'm just going to close out this example, but essentially we want to start with things that are very familiar with us, very familiar to us. I could go down the foam roller and the resistance bands keywords, but once again, we want to start with the main keyword and be very, very slow and diligent when you're doing this. I started typing out the word basketball, and a bunch of other things popped up that were similar, and that is how I actually started. You don't just want to start with the main thing, but you can also see what else people are searching for, and that can give you a good indication on whether or not or that will give you a good indication that maybe you should click on each of those individually and look at all the markets you possibly can, not just go to the specific one that you were intending to, but be very open-minded and go left and right whenever the opportunity arises, so that you can see the entire market, exactly everything that's being sold. Because if you would have told me that the money was in basketball hoop indoor for toddlers, I would have told you I don't think it is, because I just wasn't thinking that. And so once you can be open-minded and really just survey the entire landscape, is when you will really find the specific niches that are making money. So with that being said, I advise that you guys start with things that you know about and essentially look at the entire market. I'm repeating myself, but basically this is how you find the money. You don't just go with a big broad keyword. You do the nitty-gritty things that people are not willing to do. And essentially, after we found this product, we want to go to Alibaba.com, which I will show in a future video, and basically start contacting manufacturers. You want to be making sure that you can actually fulfill the issues and actually make the issues better that people were complaining about, any negative reviews, and essentially bring a better product to the market. So once again, this is how I start my product research. There are other techniques that you can use that I will cover in future videos, but you want to start here. You want to start with things that you know about and essentially get the ball moving towards actually getting a product on Amazon. So you want to start with things that are familiar to you and essentially start the product research process. It is very tedious, but once you can start moving and looking towards things is when you will actually find holes in the market that you can come in, fulfill the demand, and infiltrate and get a lot of money. So with all that being said, make sure that you start taking action and just start playing around on Amazon.com. Get in the search bar and see what pops up for things that you are very familiar with, because you want to start there, find a product, and really do your entire sweep of the market so that you can identify holes in the market, that you can plug that with a product and make passive income while you sleep. It's very important that you understand the mindset of not just figuring out products that you can sell, but actually thinking further and finding out, how you can make that product better by looking at the negative reviews, and actually see yourself putting it on Amazon.com. Because once you can actually go from, okay, yes, I could sell that, to actually figuring out how you can do that and how you can make it better, is when you actually start taking action and when you really can actually, be successful on Amazon and make money, like I said, while you sleep. So with that being said, make sure that you comment down below what you want to see in the next video, what topics you want me to cover that have to do with Amazon, FBA, and I will make sure to, actually make videos on them in the future. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because you don't want to miss any future content that I'm going to be going over. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.